Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Today's devotion is coming from John chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. This is where Jesus turns water into wine. So this is still the very beginning of Jesus's earthly ministry. He's just been baptized. He is literally just starting out here. And Jesus has not yet begun his public ministry, yet his mother knows that he is the answer, right? They're at this wedding and they run out of wine, and Jesus' mother, Mary, is like, hey, they're out of wine. Jesus, she's like, what does that have to do with me? And then she's like, hey, y'all, just do whatever he tells you, right? Like, she already knows. She knows who he is. She knows what's inside of him. She knows what he's capable of. And we might wonder, like, how does she know this? And that's because, like, Jesus did not just pop up in his 30s ready to, like, do miracles. He has went through, like, more than 30 years at this point of growth and development and preparation. And he's been in this season of just waiting for this launch of his ministry. Jesus didn't just arrive at this point. There was a process and there were seasons leading up to his public ministry, the ministry that we see recorded in the Gospels. But Mary was there. Mary was with him. Mary was watching him grow. She was seeing the glimmers of glory shining through in his life, the glimpses of who he really is and all that he's going to accomplish in this world. Jesus was Jesus before he got baptized, right? His baptism did not automatically make him into some other person or some other being. No, he was always the Son of God. He is always the Son of God. He was the solution before he ever performed any other miracle. He always had the answer. He is always the source of life. He is the one the world was created through and the one that we receive salvation through. Jesus never changed or shifted in who he was just because, oh, now it's time for his ministry. No, that was always within him. Y'all, just because things haven't really popped off for you, or just because things haven't really gotten rolling how you want them to, does not mean that God does not want to use you. It does not mean that there are not great things within you that you are going to accomplish and birth into this world, because there are, and God put them there and they have been there. It may just be that we're waiting on the Lord's divine timing. Jesus himself had to wait on the Lord's divine timing, and as we're waiting, we should take full advantage of the season of waiting, the season of preparation, the season of growth and development that we are in, trusting and knowing that one day God is going to give us the green light. One day God is going to give us the go ahead to do all that we have known that was within us from the very beginning. All the things that we've discovered about what God has placed in us along the way, we're going to get to live all of those things out, but not before time, but as God provides the opportunity for us to do so. Jesus was probably so used to waiting, so used to being like, nope, not yet, not yet, not yet, that when this opportunity presents himself, he's like, nope, it's not my time, not my time. But you see, there's times before our time. This was not Jesus's time, not his time to do the culminating acts that he was sent here to do, not his time to die on the cross, but it was his time to allow his glory to be seen among men, right? It was his time to let his light shine. It was his time to start allowing the world to see just who he was. And God used his mother Mary to give him this green light, to allow him to see, like, hey, it's okay to begin. It's okay to start. It's okay to reveal who you are to these people. And we have to just wait for that green light in the same way that Jesus did, knowing that, yeah, how we start may not be how we finish. And no, we're not just going to start with the huge act, the culminating act of our life. That's not how it's going to begin, but there will be opportunities along the way for us to show the world what God has put inside of us. Jesus is now no longer being kept in this place of preparation. Now it's time for him to begin going forth. I'm wondering, y'all, Like, are there any green lights that we've been ignoring, any green lights that we've been about to pass by that God has been like, no, go ahead, get started, do that thing, trust in me. No, it's not the big thing that you know you're going to do, but it is going to prepare you. It is a part of the journey, a part of the pathway leading up into that culminating act, right? And then we see the actual miracle taking place, right? And I love that Jesus's first miracle involves others. Y'all, there is so much that God wants to do in this earth, and so much that he gives us the opportunity to be a part of. If we want to see the glory of God break out in this earth more than it already has, then we're going to need to be willing to be obedient to the instructions that God gives. And we're going to need to be completely and immediately obedient to the whole instruction. This means every word, every detail, and in the order that God tells us to do it. We need to learn to obey. We need to do what he tells us to do and trust that the things that God is instructing us to do will leave this world astounded and wondering. And when the world is in a state of wondering, guess what? That's a great opportunity for us to slide in with the truth, with the solution, with the answer to their, like, how did this happen, or what in the world is going on here? And it's all God. The answer is God. The solution is God. And it's a great place when the world is wondering for us to share just who God is and just what he's up to in the earth and what he wants to be up to in the lives of individual people. So y'all, let's remember that God has put greatness within you for a reason, for it to be birthed into the world. But we have to wait for his green light. And that green light may not look like the end, but it may be other things leading up into that culminating event that is our life. And then if we want to see God's glory break out, let's learn to be obedient. Y'all have a great and wonderful day today. Bye, you guys.